For the past 1.5 years in our lives, we've been through very hard, tough, strenuous, cumbersome, burdensome times in our lives. And the world was completely shut down. Working people lost their jobs, many people lost their lives due to COVID, and many families' future is at stake. And apart from these, there's a whole lot of things going on across the globe. Things that we never expected that would ever happen. And among these circumstances, I feel like we have forgotten one faction of people. The faction of people who are right before us and who we think are one of the most relaxed and carefree during this hapless situation. I guess you know whom I'm talking about. Yes, it's the children, the teenagers, and the students out there. Well, I do not mean that we've completely forgotten their existence, and I'm also aware of the efforts that the governments and the parents all over the world are taking in order to maintain a very peaceful, safe, and smooth life for their children. But have we ever wondered what actually runs inside their head? It's the mental health of one that has had the adverse of effects. Well, I am a sophomore, and being one among the faction of people, I also went through a lot of emotional ups and downs throughout this lockdown. And being given such an amazing opportunity, this phenomenal stage, I felt like sharing my experiences and of what I went through during the lockdown and what I learned would help mollify the faction out there and help them understand that you're not alone and we can all overcome this adversity together. Now, let me narrate an incident that happened during the lockdown, that made me question myself. So I'm a classical dancer and I've been dancing ever since my 5th grade. And I was really serious about it. Whenever my mom said, we need to go out to meet our friends or, attend some family celebrations, I would always make sure that we get back home early, or I would make sure that we skip the entire trip. I was that serious. But due to the COVID, the classes were suspended for some months. And something unexpected happened. I lost my interest over dancing. Probably I became insane being inside the four walls of my home. I felt so dejected. And, I started keeping myself alone and I lost interest over almost everything. And when I said to my mom that I lost my interest over classical dance, she couldn't believe me. In fact, I couldn't believe myself. My mom, she kept trying to convince me as to not to leave my dance classes and continue, but I didn't listen. One day, I gathered all my courage and I decided to meet my dance teacher to tell her that I didn't want to continue anymore. But when I went there, I couldn't meet her eyes. I was completely struck within myself. My words wouldn't come out of my mouth. I was completely confused. I didn't know what was going on. I literally broke down in front of her. She kept asking me as to what was wrong. Was I feeling stressed or was I at any fault? Honestly, I didn't know. And I couldn't find an answer till date. But she was so kind enough and she was so understanding that she said that I could take my own time and I can get back to her whenever, I felt like. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that it is completely normal and completely common for people to lose interest in things. And it is completely fine to make your own personal choices, especially during this adolescent stage. It is just that we need time to realize our actions and understand the consequences that we're going to face as a result of it. This is one phase in life that everybody born on this planet has to go through. This is one phase in life that everyone feels different and difficult at first, but eventually we will get to know, we will analyze, and learn how to handle things at ease. Now, for me, during this lockdown, I have analyzed 5 things or 5 ideas that I want to share with you all, that may help you cope up the stress and pressure that you have. So let's start. Number 1, talk. Whenever there is something that keeps bothering you, just open it up to someone. Anyone who's trustworthy. It may be your parents, it may be your brother or sister, or your best friend. Anyone who's ready to listen to you in the first place. Because when you open up, you're going to release the pressure inside you. And when you open up, you will also get to develop solutions to the problems that you have. Number 2 is avoid procrastination. Whenever you're up with any work, try to finish it as soon as possible and don't push it till the end of the deadline. Like during my school days, whenever I was assigned with homeworks and assignments or projects, especially during the vacation time, I would enjoy and while away all the time that I had, and I would sit right 2 days before the reopening day. It gets really nerve-wracking. Trust me, so don't do that. Number 3 is say no. When you're, very stressed and you're completely pressurized and you don't want to take up extra pressure on you, just say no, I don't want to do that. It's as simple as that. Because when you're going to take extra pressure on you, you're going to be the one who's going to get affected. Number 4 is do what you love. When you're feeling so stressed, try to take up hobbies or activities that you love. For example, if you love dancing or singing, but you're so shy to do it in front of others, then just lock yourself up in a room, play the music and enjoy. Nobody's going to question you. If you love to plant trees and grow them, then practice gardening. Do what you love for your own satisfaction. And number 5, the last one, the very important one, never feel unworthy of yourself. Because when you start underestimating yourself, you will never realize your true potential. Because when I achieved the stage, I was really nervous. And I'm still nervous. But we can't be nervous forever, isn't it? Because some or the other day, we need to break out of our cages and show us the world who we are, and the world will know our name. Thank you.